Tonight, the search for a motive after 5 people were shot and killed in northern Michigan on Friday. The chain of events setting off just before noon in Missaukee County when emergency dispatchers got a call for help from a 13-year-old girl.
I have a 13-year-old on the phone stating she was shot in the arm. I'm having a hard time communicating with her.
Police finding the teenage girl alive, along with 3 bodies, a man and woman in their 40s and a 16-year-old boy, according to Michigan State Police. David Everitt confirming on social media his daughter Amanda Everitt and grandson Eric were among the victims, along with his granddaughter Bella, who survived, writing, "God be with you, Amanda and Eric, and prayers for Bella, who, while shot 4 times, still managed to call 911 and identify the shooter. She is a hero."
She currently remains hospitalized and is moved to stable condition.
Through their investigation, police identifying 39-year-old Chad Hickman as the suspect. Their search bringing them to a second home, finding a 53-year-old man dead.
570 EMS, if you could stage at the church in Jennings, possible sighting of the suspect.
Investigators finally locating Hickman's vehicle near a wooded area, discovering his body and that of a 29-year-old woman. Authorities looking into what connection there might have been between Hickman and the victims, and say the mass shooting has left the small community in shock.
They're looking for answers, and they want to know why, and we are committed to conduct a thorough investigation.
Valerie Castro.
You're standing at the edge of a wooded lake in rural Michigan, and the search dogs won't stop pulling toward the tree line. Overhead, a state police helicopter cuts a slow circle. Nobody here knows yet whose body they're about to find, or that the answer was written down in a courtroom almost 3 years earlier. By the time troopers reach the wood line near Whitlock Lake, 4 people are already dead somewhere behind them. A 5th is fighting for her life in a hospital 2 hours south. And the man everyone is looking for has a documented history that a family court judge already put on the record, years before anyone in Missaukee County had heard his name. Just before noon that Friday, Michigan State Police are dispatched to a home on South LaChance Road in Lake Township, a report of a shooting. When troopers arrive, they find 3 people already dead. A 4th, a 13-year-old girl, is alive, but she's been shot 4 times. She is the one who calls 911, not a neighbor, not a passerby, her. Her name comes out days later through her family. Bella Everitt, 13 years old. The 2 who died beside her in that house are her mother, Amanda Everitt, 40, and her 16-year-old brother, Eric. Bella's grandfather posts it publicly before police ever confirm it. "We just lost 2 beautiful people, and one is clinging to life," he writes. He calls Bella a hero. A 3rd body is found in that same house, a 45-year-old man. Police haven't said who he is or why he was there. The shooter is already gone by the time troopers arrive. That triggers a manhunt, aviation units, K9 teams, a public warning telling residents not to approach him. Somewhere during that search, investigators find a 4th body at a second Missaukee County home, a 53-year-old man, also unidentified publicly, also unexplained. Then, near Whitlock Lake, they find the truck, and next to it, 2 more bodies, the suspect and a 29-year-old woman. 5 dead, 1 survivor, 3 locations, and at the time, not one confirmed answer about why. The man Michigan State Police name as the suspect is Chad Hickman, 39 years old, from Lake City, a town small enough that everybody in it operates on a first-name basis. And within a day of his name becoming public, so does something else, a paper trail. In 2024, Hickman was convicted, not of the felonies originally filed against him, but of a downgraded misdemeanor, 4th-degree child abuse, along with contributing to the delinquency of a minor. The case traced back to 2010. He served 365 days and paid under $2,000 in fees and costs. Here's what didn't survive to conviction: a felony charge of assault with intent to do great bodily harm, a charge of interfering with electronic communications, and 2 separate counts of first-degree criminal sexual conduct, all dismissed, along with 2 more misdemeanor child abuse counts. Dismissed is not the same as disproven, but it's also not the same as never happened. That distinction matters for what comes next. Because those criminal charges didn't emerge in a vacuum. They came from a complaint filed by his ex-wife, Katie Hickman. In September 2023, Katie Hickman filed for divorce. In that filing, a filing that exists in the public record, months and then years before the shooting, she described a marriage defined, in her own words, by control, coercion, and fear. She alleged threats, physical violence, sexual assault, financial control, and in the same filing, she said something more complicated than a simple villain narrative would suggest, that the violence in the marriage went both ways. A judge read that filing. It became part of the official record. And none of it, as far as investigators have said publicly, has been connected, yet, to what happened on that Friday in August. Here's what investigators still haven't said, days later. What connected Chad Hickman to Amanda, Eric, and Bella Everitt? Whether he knew the 45-year-old man in that house, whether the 53-year-old victim at the second home was random or targeted, whether the 29-year-old woman found beside his own body was a victim of the same rampage, or something else entirely. Police have released ages and genders. They have not released a motive. They have not confirmed relationships. And that gap between a documented history of alleged violence and an undeclared motive for mass murder is exactly where this case sits right now. It's also why this case has become part of a bigger conversation happening across Michigan, whether the state's red flag law, which allows courts to temporarily remove firearms from someone found to be a danger, could have applied here, and why, if it could have, it didn't. That's not a question with an answer yet either. As of now, the investigation is active. Michigan State Police say they're continuing to process multiple scenes and have asked the public to stay away from the affected properties. The relationships between Chad Hickman and the people who died with him are still not public. The motive is still not public. What is public is a court filing that, in hindsight, reads less like a warning that was missed and more like a question this case still hasn't finished asking. This video is based on court records, official statements, and reporting available as of this recording. Details may change as the investigation continues. If you want to be here when they do, please subscribe to this channel.
One victim currently remains hospitalized in critical condition as the investigation continues. And 5 people are dead following a mass shooting in Michigan. Here's One America's Sylvia Stewart.
A series of shootings in Michigan leaves 6 people dead, including the suspected gunman. On Friday, officers received a call out of Lake Township from a 13-year-old girl in distress.
7-5 is the EMS vehicle. He could respond to a 13-year-old on the phone stating she was shot in the arm. I'm having a hard time communicating with her.
When they arrived at the scene, they discovered 3 people dead and the 13-year-old in critical condition with 4 gunshot wounds. During a manhunt for the suspect, officials discovered a 4th person dead at a separate Missaukee County home. But the violence didn't stop there. Investigators were later able to track down the gunman's vehicle roughly 13 miles away from the initial scene. There, the troopers discovered the suspect's body along with a 5th deceased victim. A total of 5 victims, ages ranging from 16 years old to 53 years old, were killed. The suspected gunman has been identified as 39-year-old Chad Hickman from the Lake City area. It is unclear if Hickman was related to the victims, but investigators point out he had a history of legal trouble and domestic conflict. The 13-year-old is currently hospitalized in stable condition, and the investigation into the suspect's motive is ongoing.
Not only is this difficult for our investigators and our troopers, but it's very hard for this community. You know, this type of loss is tragic, and we're going to conduct a thorough investigation, and we want to make sure to keep our community members up to date on our current situation and what we're discovering throughout this process.